ahead and call this meeting to order with a reminder to silence your electronic devices. Also, there will be a video and audio recording of this meeting. Melinda, can I get a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Rachel Kirkland.
Here.
Mr. Paul Alexander.
Here.
Miss Stacy Sieberling.
Here.
Mr. Carlos Vargas.
Here.
Miss Shantae Jones.
Here. Thank you. All right. I know we have a correction to the agenda that needs to happen.
To the consent agenda.
To the consent agenda. We're going to remove item C from the consent agenda and make it 4B. But in order to do that, I need a motion and a second.
Motion to move from the consent agenda to C and make it item 4B under new business.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now that we've made this correction to the agenda, can I get a motion for approval of the agenda? Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See no opposition. Motion carries. Moving on to Superintendent Spotlight. Dr. Grasser.
Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. First up tonight, we would like to say congratulations to our Manassas Park High School class of 2022 on their graduation from high school on Saturday morning. Thank you to the board, our teachers and staff, our community, and our families for attending the wonderful event and cheering on our most recent graduates. We wish them all future happiness and success as they move on to their next endeavors. Next tonight, we want to recognize the Manassas Park High School representatives headed to Boys State this summer. As you recall, last meeting we talked about Girls State, and tonight we're going to talk about Boys State. American Legion Boys State is among the most respected and selective educational programs of government instruction for U.S. high school students, a participatory program in which students become part of the operation of local, county, and state government. At Boys State, participants learn the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of franchise citizens. The training is objective and centers on the structure of city, county, and state governments, operated by students elected to various offices. Boys State activities include legislative sessions, court proceedings, law enforcement presentations, assemblies, bands, choruses, and recreational programs. This year, we're proud to have 4 students represent Manassas Park City Schools at Boys State this year. Those students are Jonathan Lamb, Maxwell Lakiamizi, Javier Orozco, and Trey Phillips. Now, it is a busy time of year, and it was difficult to get everyone to join us tonight, so Trey Phillips is here on behalf of the 4 gentlemen who will be going to Boys State this year, and I actually just had a really good conversation with him, thinking about Boys State and what they learn there is going to align great with his future plans of becoming an attorney and possibly a corporate attorney. So we want to say congratulations to them, and Trey, we wish you well on that adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can take one or you can get in one or both.
No. Erica and Dad, or that Mom and Dad should. Yeah.
Come on. We're gonna make Paul get the picture now. All right, ready? Oh, 1, 2, 3.
That's just to show that he's taller than. Good job.
Okay, and finally tonight, on May 10th, Manassas Park City Schools held our annual Special Olympics event. Thank you to Jen Kiernan and her team for their vision and their leadership for this wonderful event. One of our most valued days of the year, our students smiled and shined as they competed in multiple sporting events. It was a great day of collaboration amongst our students, staff, and outside community agencies. Please enjoy this slideshow with some highlights from that day. And you know me, I can never pick just one photo, so it's about 3.5 minutes through the day of Special Olympics.
Thank you so much. Any comments or questions from the board?
No, I think Special Olympics is the bomb. I mean, I've attended in the past, and it's a lot of fun, and I missed it this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing program. Also, kudos to you to try for Boys State, and as well as your friends from school who will be attending with you. It's a tremendous opportunity. Anything else? Okay, with that, if you don't feel like hanging out for the rest of the meeting, you are more than welcome. We'd welcome you to stay, but you are more than welcome to leave at this time. Thank you so much for
Nice
coming.
job. Way to go, Trey.
Congratulations.
Good job, Trey.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. Next up, new business 4A. Introduction of the Manassas Park Middle School principal. Dr. Saunders.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Pam Kelso to do some introductions tonight.
All right, thank you, Dr. Saunders. Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. I have the privilege this evening of introducing the next principal of Manassas Park Middle School. Our new principal is a lifelong educator and is someone who has demonstrated exemplary performance and leadership over the course of her career. She is a graduate of West Virginia University and the University of Virginia. She has been the assistant principal at Johnson Williams Middle School in Clark County since 2006. She has done it all at her middle school, working closely with staff and students, providing professional development to her staff, connecting with families in the community, designing the master schedule, serving as the admin designee for special education, and has consistently provided outstanding instructional leadership for the people she leads. One of her references noted, "This is the perfect time for her. No one is more ready to step into the moment and do this in the most right of ways." Based on her performance throughout the interview process, I could not agree more. In 2019, she was named by the Virginia Association of Secondary School Principals as the Virginia Outstanding Assistant Principal of the Year. It is my pleasure to introduce the next principal of Manassas Park Middle School, Miss Kip Tuttle. Please welcome her to the Manassas Park City Schools family. Congratulations, Kip.
Good evening. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Saunders, Ms. Kelso, and others. I am humbled and completely honored to be here and to be a part of this amazing team and community that is Manassas Park City Schools. And to be the principal was going to be the next great adventure in my life, and I think it will be one that will be a wonderful partnership with this community and our educators and our students and families. I have been overwhelmingly impressed by the staff that I've engaged with during this process. Welcoming, passionate, compassionate, and engaged is what I've seen from this division. Each staff member, each member of the leadership team. I come to this division as an educational leader who is committed to educators, who is committed to teaching, deep learning, collaboration, and steadfast commitment in the belief in all students, each student, every day. This summer and beyond, I look forward to meeting with staff, with students, families, and children to learn all about the traditions that are important to this community and that have carried the test of time. Those traditions that have focused on academic excellence and those traditions that are built on fostering strong community within our school system and the surrounding area. I look forward to honoring those traditions and working in partnership to collaboratively envision and define and create a future that respects the past and defines all that we can be, all that our students can be, as we work together as a community to create pathways to prepare our students not only for lifelong learning, but to be future ready. And so I thank you again for having me join this amazing team of educators, students, parents, and this wonderful community.
Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the board, I welcome you to Manassas Park City Schools and to our greater community. We look forward to getting to know you much, much better. And congratulations to your daughter on her graduation this week and starting on UVA in the fall. It's lovely that you came. Thank you so much for making the time to come. Very good. All right, next up, 4B, finance item, purchase of two school buses. Our supporting documentation is in the consent agenda, but we'll ask Mr. Lyons to come and give us a few words
Sure.
on this purchase.
Yes, that was in the consent agenda. There is the price quote for the buses from the vendor, King's More Supply. ESSER 3 funds are being used to fund 100% of the cost. These are part of the budget amendment that we had back in the fall, and included a screenshot of that presentation from back then. And right now we're proposing the approval of the purchase so we can move forward to the purchase order when we open a new fiscal year.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
Just a quick, I guess, statement more so than anything else. Are we looking at in the future, looking at towards electric buses or looking at that route? I know I'm fine with this item, but it just really brings up the whole electric bus thing. And I know that we've got a lot of that going on in our surrounding communities. And I just wanted to see where our vision was, where that stood.
Yeah. So I'll take that. We've had several conversations. Mr. Neff and the city and I have had numerous conversations around the electric buses because there are some funding sources out there that we could access. Our challenge at the moment is the actual facilities to be able to do that. You know, it requires a specific kind of facilities and placement of those things, and currently our transportation department is located behind the middle school. As we've talked about with the city, there is some conversation around a shared transportation facility between the two, both the city and the schools in the future. And so potentially, as we move towards something like that, where we would have the space to include the infrastructure, really the structures that are necessary for that, we would look into those electric buses. We're not against it. Right now, it's just a feasibility of trying to get that into our facility the way that it's structured currently.
Okay. Thank you.
If you want, I can check with the mayor and take kind of a temperature check to see where they are with electronic.
I'd like to see where we are about getting that consolidated and kind of getting those resources. I know we talked about it at our joint meeting at one point. I kind of like to resurface that and make it a little bit more of a priority, just because the funding is there, and as more people get on board and it's more streamlined, we probably won't have that additional funding because it won't be the exception. It'll be now the rule.
That's a good point. Let me follow up with the mayor and find out where the city is, with their views on electronic buses or electronic transportation and electronic engines, and I'll follow up.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, sure.
Can we add to that then, if I'd like to just get at least a comparison then beyond, like I know the cost of a regular bus is like 110,000, with the electrics are about 240. So the longevity, I know how long our diesel buses or gas, but just kind of, I like, aside from the cost, how long they last.
Kind of the return on investment, yeah.
We drive to Standardsville for buses for, field trips, and it's not, electric's not making it that far and back. So just some of those kind of statistics as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is an action item since it was
And
under.
include maintenance.
Yes, yeah.
Because I've also heard that electric is a little easier to maintain on some things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just want to kind of get the full picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anything further?
But eventually, we're going to have to go that right way anyways. We need to go that way.
R22 is still getting used.
Anyways, okay, I get it.
All right. Seeing no further discussion, can I get a motion on the approval of the purchase of two school buses as stated in the documentation?
Motion to approve. As
Second.
stated.
Sorry.
Motion and second. This is money, so it is a roll call vote. I'll let you do that.
Ms. Rachel Kirkland,
Yes?
Mr. Paul Alexander,
Yes.
Ms. Stacy Cyberling,
Yes.
Mr. Carlos Vargas,
Yes.
Ms. Shantae Jones.
Yes.
All right. Seeing no opposition, the motion carries. All right, upcoming meetings. We have one next Monday. The schedule is a little off because of the upcoming holiday. So we have back-to-back meetings. We have one next Monday at 6:59 p.m. We also have a placeholder here for our organizational meeting as Tuesday, July 5th at 4:59 p.m. I will reach out to everyone individually to make sure that we're going to have quorum for that date, including our new appointees. And it might be adjusted depending on the needs of the group. But we have to do it as close to July 1 as we possibly can. July 1, because it backs into, it's on a Friday before the holiday weekend, just made no sense. But we could adjust that if we need to. But I'll reach out to you individually on that. And seeing no further business, I will go ahead and call us adjourned.